Namaste, yogis. Welcome to All Levels Yoga for back strengthening. You don't need any props today, just your mat and anything else that you need to make yourself comfortable. If you want some water, maybe a blanket to cover yourself up for with Shavasana. Let's go ahead and get started with a little relaxation. So lying on your back, you can bring the soles of your feet together and let the knees fall open if you like. We'll take just a few minutes to relax and settle in, and we'll get right into our back exercises. Close your eyes if you like and settle in, relax and calm your busy, busy mind. Letting go of the worries and the stresses of life. Letting go of anything that may block your practice today. Anything that may cause you heaviness in your body and in your mind. Allow yourself just to be in this beautiful space and time that you set aside for yourself. There's nowhere you have to be right now. There's nothing else you have to do. Just to be in this body right here and right now. Start to scan your physical body, starting from the top of your head and traveling down to the tips of your toes. Notice where you are today. And if you do have any injuries or tightness or stiffness or any discomforts in your body, I ask that you honor your body's boundaries, avoiding anything that's harmful or painful. The back is very tricky. Even though our goal is to strengthen and stretch our backs, we have to be mindful that everyone's body is different. So one exercise that might be very helpful for one person can be harmful to another. So don't ignore your body's signals, letting you know what's going on in the body. Start to notice where your thoughts are. Are you in this moment, or is your mind still wandering off? And that's okay if your thoughts are still wandering. It takes time to settle in and to focus, to bring all of our energy into this moment. Notice your breath as you slowly breathe in through the nose. And you gently release your exhale out the mouth. If you do have an intention in mind for today's practice, I invite you to set your intention. Hold it in the back of your mind. Allow it to guide you. Your intention is simply your goal, your purpose, your reason for coming to your mat right now, in this moment. Take just a couple more breaths to settle in. And when you're ready, let's jump right into our back strengthening and stretches. Go ahead and start to bend your knees. And right now, just take a few windshield wipers with those knees, kind of waking up the back and stretching the back. And as you bring those knees back to center, push off of the mat with your feet, hugging the knees into the chest. Great big hug. Take a few rocks from side to side. And as you bring those knees to center, make some circles with the knees, just giving yourself a little massage in the lower back. Go ahead and take those circles the opposite direction. And as you make your way to center, place your feet on the floor, feeling all four corners of your feet against the mat. 10 toes are pointing forward, arms down by your sides. You can turn those palms face down or face up. Face up is going to offer you a bit more of a challenge. So decide where you want to work today. So first we're going to move into our hip lifts to strengthen and stretch the back. And we'll finish off with a bridge where we hold the lift. So 10 hip lifts up and down. Inhale as you lift those hips way up. And exhale as you lower the hips back down. Go ahead and do this 9 more times on your own. Follow the rhythmic flow of your own breath. And that was a total of 10 for me. If you're still finishing up, go right ahead and take your time and finish. When you're all done, you can bring those knees into the chest, take a few rocks from side to side. Next, we move into our bridge pose. We lift those hips up and hold. So again, walk your heels in as close to your hips as you can get them. And those arms are still down by your sides. Take a deep breath in to prepare. And on your exhale breath, start to peel your body off the ground, lifting high up into that bridge. If you'd like, you can take a little shimmy with those arms underneath the body, maybe even interlacing the fingertips underneath. Keep all four corners of the feet against the mat. And we hold for about 5 breaths or 30 seconds. Last deep breath. And when you're ready, go ahead and lower those hips back down. Take a little windshield wiper. Let the right knee fall in all the way. Maybe that knee touches the floor. And the other side. Maybe that left knee touches the floor. And continue to roll over onto that same side. Press yourself up and let's come on around to hands and knees. Set yourself up so that your shoulders are over your wrists and your hips and knees are in alignment. Rest the tops of your feet against the mat. Moving right into our cat-cow. Inhale as you start to drop the belly down. Lift the heart and the head up. And as you exhale, round your back, taking your gaze down towards your knees. Let's take that again. Inhale, arch the back and look up. And exhale, round and look down. Keep going. Follow the rhythmic flow of your own breath. And go ahead and take about 2 more rounds. After that last round of cat-cow, just find some organic movement in the hips. Sometimes it feels nice just to kind of shift those hips from side to side. Maybe make some circles with the hips. Just whatever feels nice to your body. I'm going to go back to the shifts because that feels good for me today. Okay, something else may feel good tomorrow, but this is where I am right now. And when you're ready, let's all meet in a wide-kneed child's pose. Taking the knees out nice and wide, letting the chest rest between the knees. And encouraging the nose and the forehead all the way down to the mat. Feel that stretch in the back. So depending on how your knees feel, your hips might be able to get right on top of those heels, or you might need to lift those hips up a little bit higher to take some of the pressure off of the knees. Either way, it's still going to give you a good stretch in your back, so take what feels comfortable for your body. When you're ready on this next breath, start to walk those arms over to the right side of your mat, feeling a left side back body stretch. Walk those fingertips through the center and over to the left side of your mat, receiving that right side body stretch. And walk those fingertips back to the center. Take 2 more breaths. And only when you're ready, start to make your way back up onto hands and knees. Walk those knees back to the center of your mat. And just alternating leg extensions, stretching out the calves a bit. Extend the right leg back, toes curled under. Press that heel back to the back of your mat, and then switch sides. Extend the left leg back. So just kind of warming up those legs and back for our alternate leg and arm extensions. I'm going to go back to the right side and hold. Just for a couple of breaths on this side. Switch sides. Extend the left leg back and hold. And lowering that left knee down. Now extending the right leg back, lifting that right foot off the ground at the left arm. Take a deep breath in. Stay on the exhale. 1 more breath in. And exhale and lower. Left leg, right arm. Inhale and lift. Stay on the exhale. 1 more breath. And lower the arm, lower the leg. Alternating sides, 1 breath, 1 movement. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and do 8 more on your own. Follow the rhythm of your breath. 2. We'll take 1 more. We go back to the right leg, left arm, 30-second hold. Go for it. 2, 3. And lower the arm, lower the leg. Take a few rocks from side to side. Setting up for the other side. Let's get it over with. 30 seconds or 5 breaths, whichever comes first. And hold. Last deep breath. Lower the arm, lower the leg. Go ahead and take those hips back. Rest. Child's pose. Drop the elbows down to the ground to give the wrist a little break. When you're ready, slowly start to make your way back up onto hands and knees. Inhale, curl all 10 toes under. Exhale, lift the knees off the ground. Press into your downward facing dog. So our down dog already gives us a nice stretch for the back. What I want you to do is start to rock those hips a little bit from side to side, finding some movement. And after you take a few rocks, let's come to the center. Inhale and bend those knees. And then exhale and straighten. Each time you straighten, press the chest a little bit deeper between the arms. Inhale and bend. And exhale and straighten. Again, inhale and bend. Exhale, straighten. Now what I'm going to do is a little bit like a kind of standing cat-cow. So inhale and really kind of contract the belly, round your back, tucking the tailbone under in the pelvis, and then arch the back. And then do that again. Just kind of tuck that tailbone and pelvis under. And then release a couple more times. Really feeling that stretch. Sometimes it helps if you bend the knees a little bit. And then last time. And straighten. Inhale, look up towards your fingertips and start to walk your feet towards your hands to the top of your mat. Now, when we're stretching our hamstrings in this forward fold, we want to try to keep the knees as straight as possible. But we want to get into the back. Let's take a bend in those knees so that you're almost resting your chest and your belly on your thighs. Feeling that stretch in the back. To go a little bit deeper, bring those hands and arms behind the ankles. Now from here, go ahead and start to round up your spine. Stacking the vertebrae plates on top of each other. Roll the shoulders down the back. And rotating the thumbs out and away from the body. Take just a moment to settle into this brand new space. Reconnecting with your beautiful, strong breath. And if you did set an intention for this practice, remind yourself of your intention. On this next inhale breath, let's begin to float the arms up and overhead, joining your palms together. And exhale, As you bring your palms to your heart center, hold it here. Feel a little scratch coming on. You stay there. I'm going to grab a sip of water. Trusting that where you are on this beautiful life's journey, exactly where you're supposed to be. Big circle with the arms. Release the arms down to float up. Inhale. On your exhale, let's take our back bend. Really pressing those hips forward to stretch out the back. Inhale as you rise back to center, mountain pose. Exhale, interlace the fingertips together, flip the palms away. Now stretch and bend to the right. Inhale, rise to center. Exhale, stretch and bend to the left. Inhale, rise to center. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, round the upper back. Inhale, rise to center. Exhale, let's stretch to the right side. Inhale as you round forward. Exhale, stretch to the left side. Let's take that again. Inhale, rise to center. Exhale, stretch to the right. Inhale, round forward. Exhale, stretch to the left. Inhale, rise to center. Let's reverse for 2 times. Exhale, stretch to the left. Inhale, round forward. Exhale, stretch to the right. Inhale, rise to center. Exhale, one more time to the left. Inhale, rounding the back forward. Exhale, stretch and bend to the right. Inhale, rise to center. Exhale, release the fingertips, release the chest forward, diving forward, gazing down at your toes. Inhale, shift your weight forward to the balls of your feet. Place your hands to the fronts of the legs, straighten out the spine. Half lift. Exhale, bend your knees so that the fingertips can touch the mat. Step your right foot back, step your left foot back, finding a strong plank. We hold for 30 seconds. If you need to modify, you can always drop those knees down to the mat, but try to hold on to this plank. 30 seconds or 5 breaths. Gaze between the thumbs. Last breath. And lower the knees. Let's come down to the belly. Keeping those palms right by the shoulders. Resting the tops of the feet against the mat. In fact, you're going to press into the tops of the feet to lift into our cobra pose. Inhale. And exhale down. Go ahead and do this about 9 more times on your own. Really try to relax the glute muscles. Let the back do all of the work. Get lost in your own body's rhythm. And when you're all done with your 9, you can take a break, maybe make a pillow with the arms, rest the cheek on your hands. Relaxing the entire body. Next, we'll move into prone alternating arm and leg. So same idea as when we were on our hands and knees, but now we're down to the belly. So the only thing to think about here is when you go to lift your arm, we don't want to just lift the arm by itself. Imagine that the arm and the head are attached. So when the arm lifts, the chest lifts as well, and then it comes down. So same thing if I add the opposite leg. I'm still lifting that arm, but I'm not tilting all the way over to the side. Just as much as I can lift right on top of those hips, and then lower. And then the other side. Alternate arm and leg. That arm is attached to the side of the head, and then come on down. Go ahead and do 8 more on your own. Try to stay right on top of those hips. Don't tilt over to the side. And it's okay if you can't lift that high. It's all about control and activating those back muscles. If you notice that the back is starting to get fatigued, that's a good thing. That means that you are strengthening those muscles, especially when you go beyond, a little bit beyond that fatigue, that point of fatigue. And that's when we're creating strength. When you notice that you're tired and then you just stop and give up, then we're just going to stay right where we are. But when you notice that you start to get tired and you're fatigued, but you keep going just a couple seconds beyond that fatigue, that's when you're creating strength. Relax. Bring those arms in. Make a pillow. All right, lifting into a Sphinx pose, just to take a little break from those repetitive poses and stretches. So with the Sphinx pose, you're bringing your elbows in towards your front ribs, right in front of the body. Lift the chest. And if you're doing this right, those muscles are still activated, so you're going to feel a little bit of fatigue in the back muscles. If you don't feel any fatigue, try to see if you can pull those elbows in closer and lift the chest up even higher. Continue to press into the tops of your feet, lifting the chest up just a little bit higher. And let's lift those elbows to come all the way down. Bringing your arms down by your sides, nose to the mat. So next we move into our locust pose. With the locust pose, every part of the body lifts off of the mat except for the tops of the hips. A couple options to intensify. Once you lift up, you can maybe interlace those fingertips together behind your back and then reach the arms down. You can maybe squeeze the inner thighs together so the feet and the knees touch. If that's too much, you can just lift up like I'm doing here. I'm going to try to take a 30-second hold. If we have 30 seconds in us, lift and hold 30 seconds or 5 breaths. Trying to lift up a little bit higher on the inhale. Stay on the exhale. Go ahead and release when you're done. You can keep those arms down by your sides, or you can bring the arms up and make that pillow. And just one final back extension, our high cobra. So placing the palms on the floor by the shoulders and press the ground away from you, all the way up. High cobra or upward facing dog. Keep drawing the shoulders down away from the ears. Pressing the tops of the hips down into the ground and hold. You may notice that the longer you hold this up dog, the more flexion or flexibility you start to feel in your back. So keep holding, keep pressing back, keep drawing the shoulders down away from the ears. And really start to notice what's happening in the back. The back is gaining flexibility. You're having a bit more range of motion in the back. Just about halfway there. Hold on to it. And when you're all done, bend those knees. Lower the chest all the way down. Maybe bring those arms forward. Now this time, bend your knees and just windshield wiper those knees from side to side. Relax the legs down. When you're ready, go ahead and place the hands on the floor by your shoulders. Inhale, press the chest all the way up, once again coming into that up dog. And as you exhale, bend your knees, send the hips back towards the heels of child's pose. Did a lot of back bending, so you need that forward fold to balance the body out. Now start to walk the hands in towards the body. Lift up your chest and let's come to a seat. Let's come to bound angle or butterfly or Baddha Konasana, just bringing the soles of the feet together. Maybe holding on to the ankles or the toes and start to round the body forward. Still stretching the back, but also adding a little hips and inner thighs. When you're ready, go ahead and start to round up your spine, rounding up the head, stacking the shoulders on top of the hips. And let's start to release a little tension in the neck and the shoulder area, bowing the chin to the chest, and roll the head to the right shoulder. And same thing to the other side, and just keep rolling. Excuse me. Finding that breath where you need it. Now this last time, bowing the chin to the chest and round your head up the center, eyes forward. Just a few rolls of the shoulders up and back. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Go ahead and switch directions, taking the shoulders up and forward. 1 and 2 and 4. Placing your hands underneath the knees, go ahead and close the knees together and extend your legs out in front of you. Give those legs a little shake, working those heels towards the front of your space and rocking your hips further back, creating space between the hips and the heels. Let's inhale and just float the arms up. And on your exhale, gently twist to the right, opening up those arms, placing that right hand on the mat behind you. Left arm is pressing against the outside of your thigh. And same thing to the other side. Inhale the arms up. Doesn't really matter whether you're doing the right side or the left side, as long as you just stretch out both sides. Inhale, float the arms up. Let's exhale into our forward fold. Reaching for the toes. Again, you don't necessarily need a strap here because the goal isn't really to reach the toes, the goal is to stretch out the back. So a couple ways that you can take this forward fold. The first one, the back is flat and you're just reaching those hands forward. Notice I'm not necessarily folding far forward. I'm just enough to feel that stretch right through here, that lower part of the back. So keeping the chest lifted. Imagine if you can touch your chest to your feet. Now the second forward fold stretch is to go ahead and round the back, tuck the chin to the chest, and same thing, folding forward. You might notice that you can go a little bit deeper here, and that's okay. So it's not that one of these stretches is better than the other. It's just that they stretch out different parts of your body in slightly different ways. The hamstrings and the back are closely connected. So usually if you stretch out one, you're stretching out the other in most situations. Let's take it again. So lift the chest, flatten out the back. And again, you can reach for the toes, but if you can't quite touch those toes, that's okay. Just keep the chest up. And let's take one more rounded forward fold. So tucking the chin to the chest and think of reaching the top of your head towards your toes. And just 2 more deep breaths. When you're all done, let's inhale, reach the fingertips out past the toes, rise all the way up. And as you exhale, open your arms, place your hands on the floor behind your hips, bend your knees. Option to just arch the back and lift the chest, or start to move into your reverse tabletop, pressing the ground away from you and lift those hips off the ground. And hold. Keep breathing. Go ahead and lower those hips down if you were able to get them off the ground. Taking those hands off the ground and shake out the wrist, roll it out a little bit. We're going to go ahead and finish off on our back again. So taking it down to your back, this time once you're on your back, extend those legs straight up. Okay, kind of similar to if you had your legs up the wall, which is an excellent way to decompress. Also helps to enhance and improve the immune system. Now when you're ready, start to open those legs a little bit wider than your hips. And let's bend the knees so that the knees fall to the outsides of the hips, setting up for happy baby. So you're already there. You can just hold here. If you want to go a little bit further, reach for the insides or the outsides of your ankles or the bottoms of your feet if you can reach. If they're a little bit too far away today, just grab hold of those ankles or maybe just rest your arms down. We hold in the center just to feel that compression in the back, pressing that back against the ground. If you like, you can take a few rocks from side to side. Making your way back to center. Hold. And squeeze those inner thighs together. Keep the knees into the chest. Inhale, open the arms out to the sides. And as you exhale, let those knees fall to the right side. Relaxing the knees and the feet all the way down to the ground. Maybe start to gaze over the left shoulder. Walk those knees up a little bit closer to that right arm for intensity. Carry the knees through the center. Same thing to the left side. Sometimes you might need to bump those hips a little bit back towards the center of your mat, so you have space to lower those knees to the other side. Same thing, maybe you're gazing over that opposite shoulder. And to make the stretch slightly more intense, just start to walk those knees up a little bit closer to the arm and hold. And carry those knees back to the center. I want to take one more twist stretch. So for this one, you're going to fold. Let's say if you're going to drop the knees over to the right side, you're going to fold the left leg over the right. Knees in. And as you carry those knees to the right side, that right knee is kind of resting on top of the left foot, if that makes sense. Hold it there. Try to keep that left shoulder down. Unfold those legs. Carry the legs back to center. Same thing to the other side. If you're dropping the knees over to the left side, you want to fold the right leg over the left. Carry those knees over so that that left knee kind of rests on top of the right foot. Keep the right shoulder down as best you can. And when you're ready, go ahead and unfold those legs. Place the feet on the floor at the bottom of your mat. Extend the legs, float the arms overhead. Take a nice long full body stretch. Deep breath in. And exhale. Bring those arms down by your sides. Take just a moment to notice how your body's feeling now. And unless there's anything else your body's craving, you can start to settle into your Shavasana relaxation. So get comfortable. Maybe cover yourself up with a blanket or a towel. And finding that beautiful quiet place in your mind. That place where there's peace, acceptance, stillness, and happiness. It's a place that you can escape to any time of the day that you need it. It's always there for you. In our stillness, we find our truth. And in our silence, we can clearly hear our voice. Yogis, if you are still enjoying this peaceful, quiet time that you set aside for yourself, I invite and encourage you to take as long as you like to relax. When you're ready, let's start to bring awareness back to our physical bodies and our conscious minds by finding small movement in the body, wiggling the fingertips and toes, and rolling your wrists and your ankles. And only when you're ready, start to make your way onto one side in your fetal pose. We acknowledge that our fetal pose is symbolic of our rebirth and our new beginning. Each time we leave our mats, we have the opportunity to start over, making the conscious choice to be happy and to be at peace, and to be accepting of ourselves and of others. Yogis, when you're ready, go ahead and use the strength of your arms to press yourself up to a seat. Sitting tall and confident, joining our palms together to our heart center as we take just a moment of silence to Express gratitude for all the beautiful and wonderful things that we enjoy in our lives each and every day. We have so many things every day to express gratitude for. And expressing our gratitude creates abundance. We have everything that we need. Sealing in today's practice with a deep breath in through the nose. And a deep cleansing open mouth exhale. Yogis, thank you so very much for sharing your journey with me. Have a wonderful rest of your day, your evening, and continue to shine your bright light. We rise our palms to our sixth chakra, our light, our sight, our guide, our intuition. We humbly and gratefully and with deep respect bow to each other. Namaste.